And I did like my first sort of proper sparring session, and that's all I needed, the
Yeah.
sparring session. Because I was doing sessions, and I was like, oh yeah, I don't know. But then the fact that I was like, all right, because this is where I knew, all right, I'm starting to pick up training again and taking a bit more serious once the sparring was there. And that, yeah, I think that's what it was, because that just flipped the switch, and it was like my last week was like my first full scheduled, full training scheduled sort of week,
Yep.
and I'm right back into the calling up Ash and being like, hey, I want to fight. You know what I mean? Let's get a fight, you know? And then
Yeah.
obviously it was the right time. It was the same time as the UFC having dramas with the Conor and all that. And I'm
Did
just
your
like,
phone
hey,
ring?
if you... No, well, I rang them. So I was pestering them.
Yeah.
So I pestered them. So I'll be honest, they didn't call me. I guess, some would say they're probably doing the right thing. They knew that I wanted to break. A lot of people like, oh, he's having a break. So I think out of respect, they let me not worry about it, because they probably knew I would say yes.
Yeah.
So because they didn't call me, or I didn't get any phone calls or messages, I decided to message them. So I actually messaged them a few times. I'm like, hey, if you need someone, you know a guy. And they're like, you're a savage, man. I go, look, we appreciate it. I go, no, I'm serious. He goes, I know you are. We know you are.
Yeah, I feel like these guys don't
saying,
understand. I mean, like you hear fighter pay complaints all the time, but it's things like this that determines how your contract negotiations will go. Because the UFC don't forget. They don't forget when it comes to how much are you gonna pay me. They're gonna look at back and be like, when we asked you to scratch our back, did you scratch our back, or were you being a diva? Were you being difficult? So I feel like guys need to play the game better, because ultimately, that's prize fighting. You want to make the most money, and having these types of attitude is because you think it might be all good now. You've got the belt, it's all good now. But when your manager goes in that office, I mean, they're gonna bring out the receipts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's look, he's in a position, obviously, straight after that, he would have felt the love and the hype, obviously that would have been massive for him, because he was saying he's going to be the next Conor McGregor, and then after that fight, I think he probably thought he was already there.
Yeah.
But he does, I think he's probably feeling it now. People quickly forget, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's just how it is. Like, you're the absolute man one day, the next day, everyone forgets till you prove them wrong again, till you prove yourself again. So that's just how it is. So, like, obviously he felt all that, and then he's rolling with it, but I think it's starting to put a bit of a sour taste in people's mouths. It's like, man, look, I don't mind the guy. I don't mind the guy.
He's a nice guy.
I really don't. He is. Like, I mean, he plays the game. Like, obviously a lot of people are going to give him, oh, he's a trash, he's cocky, blah, blah. Man, like, he did a great job promoting that fight. He's actually a respectful dude, but that's the that's what he wants to do. Good on him, yeah. And he did it well, and it paid off for him. But just with this stuff, it's just like, it doesn't look good. When you're telling everyone you don't want to fight any of the top contenders, it's like, what do you mean? You're coming from a champion who would fight anyone, anywhere, any weight, anytime, you know what I mean? Like, literally active, trying to push the UFC to get him back in there. Like, here I am, like, who is it? Who's next? I'll stuff it while I'm waiting. I'll do a lightweight fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just whatever. Like, so you went from that to someone who's, doesn't really want to fight, trying to pick and choose who he wants to fight. They want to make their most money. Being active is where you're going to make your most money. I mean, you ain't going to make a quick buck like you do when you're fighting. So get active, and I learned that from like Izzy and that, and I was like, oh man, he's got the right form, man. I love it. And when we talk about our mentality, like myself and Israel Adesanya, and people start to say, oh, you burn yourself out and all that, and then they try to look at it all as a bad thing. I was like, okay, it's everything is going to eventually maybe take its toll to an extent, but we wouldn't be the champions we were. We wouldn't be in the position we are now, like mentally and everything. Like our mentality and our mindset. That's what made us great champions, to be able to defend that, because that's the type of guys we were. So people 100%. Are sitting there acting right now because, we need that break, right? Everyone's like, as if it was a bad thing. It's go, mate, that mentality, got us how many time defending champ? You know what I mean? That's
the proof's in the pudding,
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, all right, yeah, okay. Eventually you go, all right, now I'm going to have a break. All right, yeah, sweet. No worries. But I'm thankful that I was like that for how long I did.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have the appreciation from the people if I wasn't like that. I wouldn't have the money in the bank like I do. I wouldn't be able to look after my family like I'm able to right now if it wasn't for that. And I'm very thankful for that. People want to have fighters' identity and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Mate, I'm like, that's what you need. That's what you need to be champion. You want to be top of the game? You've got to be crazy for I was about to swear. You got to be crazy for the fucking
You
thing.
can
I'll
swear.
swear anyway.
Yeah, you can swear.
Yeah, there you go. You got to be crazy for the fucking thing. You know what I mean? That's it. Like that's how it is. But it's been great for me to be able to switch it off and realize I can switch that off now. In featherweight, it's just the belt. Obviously, the rematch and the belt, right? That's big. And then, to be honest, exciting big fight. I like that too. But it's weird. Featherweight, I'm still that competitor where like, all right, this is my division. I'm getting it back. I want that win back. Things like that. So it's going to be there. But then lightweight, it's like, let's have some fun while we're waiting. Because I think they're probably going to do Max and Ilya September, because I told the UFC I didn't want to fight till later in the year. Like I said, I really committed to that in my head. Now I started training. Now I'm like, I wish I didn't tell them that. You know what I mean? Like,
give it to me. Give it to me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. So it's funny. So I did that, but I mean that's fair. I said, but now I'm in a. But I did say, look, I don't want to wait too long either, and I'm in a position now where if they do that and they want me to fight, lady, March or something or April, I was like, oh well, all right, I'm going to fight a lightweight. Give me an exciting fight. So that's still exciting. Exactly. So I want an exciting fighter like, Charles Oliveira. I did call out Poirier after that one. I thought that, he's a great dude. We get along. I think he's a good man. And he's obviously a big fun fight. There's still history there with, mutual opponents we fought. He's used to fight at featherweight, things like that. And obviously a big name, fun fight that would be. So that exciting. Your Charles Oliveira's. There's exciting fights that I would love to do while I'm waiting as well.
Yep.
So, just whatever excites me. The belt excites me. Ilya, obviously, rematch excites me. So that's the main things in the featherweight. I wouldn't just fight anyone in featherweight because my next fight's for the title and that's that. And the UFC know that and I know that. So, but lightweight, where we can have a bit of fun, something exciting. And that, a big fight, that excites me.